I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Melania Trump's $100 million lawsuit against The View is more than just a celebrity clash. It's a cultural bombshell, igniting fiery debates about media ethics, public image, and the tricky line between free speech and defamation. This drama kicked off on an episode of The View, the talk show famous for its bold, no-holds-barred discussions and outspoken hosts. What started as a routine conversation about Donald Trump's presidency quickly took a sharp turn into Melania's personal life. And that's when things blew up. The host didn't just offer casual commentary, they launched a series of scathing, false, and malicious statements about Melania.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
But before we dive into this unfolding drama, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the latest Hollywood news. The hosts of The View accused Melania of everything from hating Christmas to despising her role as First Lady, and even claimed she couldn't stand sleeping in the same room as her husband. They even suggested she ruined the Rose Garden and was trapped in her husband's political circus.
Allegedly, he was cheating while Melania was pregnant.
That was all. That's not going to come in front of the jury, though. The judge has ruled that won't come up.
We're in television now. And then after Melania gave birth to the baby, he found Stormy to strip around with, right?
Yes.
It's like people should look at him and say, you know, what kind of an insecure jerk are you? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, my wife's pregnant. I'm not attracted to her big belly or something. And now she's paying attention to the baby and not me.
These weren't throwaway comments. They were delivered with a sense of certainty that blurred the line between opinion and outright fact. What made this segment so inflammatory wasn't just the content, it was the tone. The hosts didn't just critique her, they mocked her, seemingly relishing in the chance to ridicule someone they thought would never respond. But, as we're about to see, Melania did respond, and not in the way they expected.
But apparently, his wife has different thoughts on the reproductive rights after posting this video plugging her memoir. Oh. Take a look.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth, individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
To understand why this lawsuit has sparked such a firestorm, let's take a closer look at Melania's public persona. Unlike her husband, who thrives on attention and media coverage, Melania has carefully crafted an image of quiet dignity. She avoids interviews, stays out of public feuds, and maintains a level of privacy that's rare for someone in her position. This reserved approach has made her an enigma, earning her respect for staying above the fray, but also making her an easy target for those eager to fill in the gaps with their own assumptions. That's exactly what happened on The View. With Melania staying silent, the hosts filled in the blanks, painting her as bitter, disengaged, and trapped in a life she never chose.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth, individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
And this take is pretty shocking.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out.
Wow. I mean, that is violent. They've got to stop talking like that about a former president who's had 2 assassination attempts. I mean, that's just ignorant.
For Melania, this wasn't just a personal attack. It was a direct threat to the image she's worked so hard to maintain. In today's world of social media and viral narratives, reputational damage spreads like wildfire. That's why she took a bold stand, a $100 million defamation lawsuit. This wasn't just about defending her character, it was about sending a clear message that she wouldn't stand for these attacks. Now, defamation cases are notoriously difficult to win, especially for public figures. To succeed, Melania will need to prove that the statements were not only false, but intentionally harmful, made with malice or reckless disregard for the truth. It's a high bar to clear, but the stakes couldn't be higher. If she wins, it could force media outlets and talk shows to think twice before making inflammatory comments about public figures. If she loses, it could embolden critics and reinforce the idea that public figures are fair game for even the harshest criticisms.
Why can't she just be her own woman and have separate?
And she can.
And so why all that criticism? I mean, that was gross from The View.
And I
look,
agree.
The View is not the litmus test of America. We don't think that.
They were afraid of that remark. That was their problem.
So why did they handle it that way?
Let's dig deeper into The View's role in all of this. Over the years, the show has built a reputation as a platform for bold opinions and lively debates. It's a space where no topic is off limits, and the hosts are encouraged to speak their minds, no matter how controversial their views. For fans, it's a refreshing space for women to discuss culture, politics, and current events. For critics, it's a hotbed of unchecked bias and sensationalism. While The View has faced backlash before, the Melania lawsuit is different. A $100 million judgment could send shockwaves through the media industry, hitting not only the hosts, but also the network itself. It could force the show to rethink its entire approach, leading to stricter editorial guidelines and a more cautious tone, something that could drastically alter the show's identity, which thrives on controversy.
But in the Trump era, if any other national Republican candidate running for president, if their spouse came out and said, I am pro-choice and I even support late-term abortion, their career would be over. But it underscores the hypocrisy with Trump and that just nothing matters within the Republican Party at this point. I think it's twofold. I agree. I think it's strategic, even though it was written a while ago. I think they think this is going to give Republicans permission or independence to be like, oh, I guess I could vote for him because people who support abortion can. But it's also money. Who was going to buy this book outside of MAGA diehards? But now it's buzzy. Now we're talking about it because she's putting some stuff out there that's more interesting.
One of the most ridiculed claims made on the show was that Melania hates Christmas. On the surface, it might seem trivial, but it strikes at something much deeper: cultural values. Christmas isn't just a holiday. It's a cultural symbol of family, goodwill, and tradition. To accuse someone of despising Christmas is to question their very connection to these shared values. For Melania, who served as First Lady and represented the country on the global stage, this allegation carried heavy weight. This claim plays into a broader narrative that Melania has long been criticized for, being distant and disengaged. But is it fair to define someone's entire character by a single moment or rumor? That's one of the central questions at the heart of this lawsuit.
These are such vile comments, but they are exactly what The View's audience loves. It's targeted perfectly at a radically feminist, liberal audience that loves hate. Another now. This is loving and tolerant rhetoric the left uses, which they accuse the opposing side of using. And this one, those women are a danger to America. They do more than anyone else to stoke political and social tensions. The former president says he thinks his wife should be allowed to think for herself.
As with most things in the Trump era, opinions on this case are sharply divided. Supporters of Melania see the lawsuit as a necessary stand against media overreach, a way to hold powerful platforms accountable and assert that even public figures deserve respect and dignity. Her critics, however, see it as an overreaction, a way to silence detractors and control the narrative. They argue that public figures should expect scrutiny even when it crosses into speculation. This divide reflects larger cultural tensions. On one side, there's a push for greater accountability in media, a belief that shows like The View should be held to higher standards of truth and fairness. On the other side, there's a fear that lawsuits like this could have a chilling effect on free speech, making media outlets hesitant to challenge powerful figures.
Listen, take him seriously and take him literally.
I don't think that we have to. I think it would be remiss of us to not say Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
At its core, this case isn't just about Melania Trump or The View. It's a conversation about the role of media in today's world. In an age where a single comment can go viral in seconds, the stakes for media personalities are higher than ever. But with great power comes great responsibility. And the question is whether platforms like The View are living up to that responsibility.
So what do you love most about your husband? His being, his humor, his personality, his kindness. He's very special. His positivity, his energy, it's unbelievable. So we have a beautiful relationship.
Melania's lawsuit forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about modern media. Where do we draw the line between opinion and defamation? Should talk show hosts be held to the same standards as journalists? And how do we balance free speech with the need for accountability? These are tough questions, and the outcome of this case could have far-reaching consequences. If Melania wins, it could signal a shift toward greater accountability in the media. If she loses, it could reinforce the idea that public figures are fair game for even the harshest critiques. This isn't just a celebrity feud, it's a cultural flashpoint that's forcing us to grapple with the evolving landscape of media, politics, and public discourse. Whether you see this as a fight for justice or a publicity stunt, one thing is clear. This is a story that has everyone talking, and it's far from over. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest news. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.